Hello viewers, this is AKwasp and welcome back to Civilization 5 playthrough. Picking off exactly where I literally several minutes after recording part 1. Basically going to quickly recap where we are in the game. This is the original Mayan capital. It's about to grow to a population of 4. We have one scout who's found a ruin to upgrade himself into an Atlas. Another scout over here which is about to pick up that ruin and unfortunately find more barbarians, which is not a helpful ruin at all. And we have a warrior over here scouting this potential expansion spot. And we are on turn 14, so not very far into the game at all. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially kill 2 turns while waiting for another citizen to be born. And after those 2 turns, so I'm going to dump those 2 turns in towards a worker, and then after, actually, do I want to do a worker? I could do a caravan or a granary. Since this is the cap, I will want that granary eventually. Now I'll throw it towards a worker. Yeah, okay, so we're just going to continue at this point with part 2. Right, so I wanted to, right, so we knew that the Korean capital's here, so I kind of want to make contact. Alright, so that's good news. They're not super close to this spot, this wine copper spot. I say copper. It's not copper. It's cinnamon. And it's actually not even cinnamon spices. But these are 2 nice, unique luxuries on a river that I would love to have. So hopefully I can get that spot. That's not a good sign. Oh, that looks like it's the border. That looks like it's the border. We might be very much, hello, okay. So it looks like the Korean capital is, assuming that's a capital, or it's a Korean city, it's somewhere on that river. Okay. Unit needs orders. What did I say I was going to do? Alright, so this Atlas is going to go here, explore that. Fog of War, and this scout is going to go uncomfortably close to that barbarian encampment. Right. Alright, so that's what's happening. Oh man, the worker just popped out. Oh man, so much just happened in 1 turn. This is a big crazy turn. Alright, so first things first. The, right here, the Wasp capital has grown. Capital is not capitalized. That is not acceptable. There we go. Wasp capital. Much better. Okay, I wish it would stop doing that. So anyway, so now we are at 4 population. And what that means is that we can work 4 different tiles. However, we're going to start building a settler and move him up. So while a settler is building, your city can't grow and it also can't starve. So working food tiles is kind of pointless, kind of silly. So we want to work production tiles. So this horse is fantastic. This hill is fantastic. And let's see what we can afford. We can we afford both of these other hills? If we can, which it certainly looks like we can do that. So now that settler is in 6 turns. So I don't remember what it was at before. I think it was 12, right? So we just reduced the time of that building that settler in half. Basically by wasting 2 turns to get that extra population, but then also by temporarily moving entirely off of our food tiles in favor of strictly production tiles. And it doesn't matter because the city can't grow and the city can't starve while this is happening. The big thing to remember is as soon as that settler pops up, I have to once again manually move all my citizens off of these tiles and back to food tiles, or else my city will begin starving, and since it just grew, that means one of my population is going to die. So basically, that's all bad stuff, and not anything that I want. I don't know why I did this. Oh, okay, that's fine. I was going to say, I wanted to go around this way so that I didn't get zoned controlled by that barbarian. But then again, I wanted to get that worker. That's fine. We'll just wait another turn and get that worker. So what I'm gonna do, well, we'll see next turn. All right, so we're back down here. What do I want to do down here? Do I want to keep going further and further away from the capital? Or do I want to start bringing that warrior back? I'm gonna start bringing that warrior back. See what's on the other side of the river real quick. And then bring him back so we can start defending the worker that I'm about to steal. Oh, get someone to move. Oh, that's a settler. Let's see here. Uh-oh. It's probably going up to the spot, if they've seen it. Well, let's see here. Where else could it be going? It could be going there. But if it was going there, it probably would have gone that way. So it's probably going up. Unless he found a natural wonder. Because I haven't found any natural wonders this game. So unless he's going towards the natural wonder, he's probably looking to take my wine and cinnamon. Well, what can you do? I don't know what... So, I kind of want to end my turn on this hill to get the extra vision, but I also kind of just want to move straight into the grasslands because otherwise it's going to cost me movement when just... So I didn't gain any vision, but I don't think I would have gained much vision by going on... I probably would have. I probably should have ended my turn on that hill. That was probably a slight misplay, but whatever. Again, I don't pretend to be very good at this game. Maybe fairly good at best. Excuse me. Alright, so more coast. So that's a thing. 5 turns. Am I going to be able to grab that worker and make it back in time? Oh man, look at that settler. Alright, so that settler's definitely going north. There's no question about it. Let's see here. Can I move into that? I assume I can move into that. There's a move mode. Alright. Okay, so cool. So I just stole this worker from this city-state, and on the same turn of doing that, I'm going to make peace with that city-state. So in time, I think it'll be, what, 60 turns? Or no, 25% less than 60 turns, so that's like 40-some turns. They'll be back to neutral with me because I made peace with them. So basically, I got a free worker out of this. I stole a worker from a city-state. I'm going to bring it back to start working. And you can do this once, essentially, for free. So this city-state uniquely is upset at me because obviously I stole the worker. However, if I was to then go and later steal a worker from this city-state, then that other city-state will be permanently upset at me. So that's not good. So basically, I only want to take one free worker from the game, and I want to get it as soon as possible so I can get over here and start improving my luxuries so that I suffer less from the happiness hit that I'm going to take once my settler founds a new city. Right. So hopefully that makes sense. I think this might be coast too. I'm going to go up there and check it out. Nope, I don't want to take your embassy. So this is a potentially precarious situation. If I have to come back this way, I'm going to get funneled through between those barbarians. That's not ideal. And yes, look, I do have to go back that way. Okay. Well, that's a thing. Alright, so finally, so I had done that initial clicking of queuing up the various texts that I want to learn. Obviously, theology is a good target to aim towards because that's when my Mayan great calendar cycles start counting in. However, because I'm in the desert, I happen to be a lot more interested in going towards Petra. And also because I'm tradition, I happen to be quite interested in Hanging Gardens. Although I don't think that Hanging Gardens is a reasonable target to get this game because it is on Immortal difficulty against 5 AI. Chances are that someone's going to be going for Hanging Gardens. So I probably won't get Hanging Gardens. But I would really like to get Petra, and it's far enough away from the ancient era that I feel like Petra is an achievable objective. So I'm going to go towards Petra. And my only real question is whether I should... So, I don't have to worry about any marshes, but the quarries, the marble, So if I need marble, but I can pick that up later. So the other thing I could pick up is iron. Whether I want to start seeing iron right now, right? That will take 4 turns. Whether I want to start going directly towards Petra. And I don't really know what the right answer is. I don't know what the right answer here is at all. I'm going to go ahead and start looking towards iron and then straight into Petra. It's basically only 4 turns longer. That 4 turns might cost me Petra. If so, I'll be very upset. Pantheon founded. Ooh, I'm only 1 turn away from Pantheon, so that'll be good. It looks like some protection. That's a fairly crap one. And God of the Open Sky, also not very good ones. So, okay, no Pantheons that I wanted, so that's good. I should be able to get a Pantheon that I do want, which is great news for me. 45. Let's go ahead and move this way and get on that hill for the vision. Alright, looks like more water out here. So potentially, this is probably another little peninsula, just like that little peninsula. But we'll see. So I wonder if there's a lot over here, or if it's all here. I don't know. I'm kind of curious what the map is. We'll see. We will see in time. Alright, that's it for that. Still bringing the scout back in time for that, to escort that settler downwards. Hello, China. How did you meet me? Did I say China? Am I missing China? It's very odd that there's no other AI within proximity of me. I'm not sure how China found me. Maybe. Oh, here it is. Scout. Alright, so they found me. So probably China is somewhere near enough to me that they found me. But I don't really care. What I do care about is getting my desert folklore. So let's click no. Real quick, there's a lot of good pantheons and there's a lot of not so good pantheons. One of the big objectives of a pantheon, depending on the game, right, is if you want to start going towards a religion, you really want to get a pantheon that's going to give you faith. That way it helps you go towards that first initial profit, so then you can found that religion and get those founder and follower beliefs up as fast as possible, so that you can get the ones that you want away from and other people can't get them before you get to them. That said, there are a lot of good ones. Desert Folklore is definitely a good one. Basically, most of the ones that give plus faith are good. The Natural Wonders one is one I like a lot. However, I haven't seen any Natural Wonders, so it's obviously not one that I can go for. Gems and Pearls is nice because it's per resource, so you don't actually have to upgrade. But again, we don't have any Gems and Pearls. So there's other ones that are potentially ones that we could consider. God King is a fairly decent one if you don't have anything else that's pulling you towards anything else in particular. But in this case, we're in the desert. Well, we're not in the desert, but we're on the border of a desert and plains. So there's no reason not to get Desert Folklore, and I feel like that's a very strong option. So now we see that with the yield icons, we see Little Faith. So anytime that I'm working any of those icons, I'll be getting extra faith per turn. And as it stands, that'll be 1, 2, 3. So I'm getting 3 faith per turn at the moment, and then once I start working other tiles, that'll fluctuate. But those 3 faith per turn, plus the 2 I was getting from the shrine, means I'm getting plus 5 faith per turn. And that's nice. That'll help going towards unlocking the profit so I can found the religion. Ah, look, Korean settlement. That's weird. Okay. Okay. Maybe he didn't scout all the way up? That's weird. I don't know. If anybody has any ideas why Koreans decided to settle here on the opposite side of the river from their capital, let me know. The river is not that odd. What's odd is I would have settled right here, right? Because this is a nice spot. It's immediately have your wine. You're 1 tile away from your cinnamon. You can grow into that plantation. Right? can't currently grow into that plantation. It's outside his range. He can grow into the deer, but yeah, that's an odd. That's not a choice I would have made. I would have gone here. Odd. Oh, hello, barbarians. Alright, let's escort this worker. Let's go ahead and make a little well, let's see if I can. Does radar work into the fog? Looks like it does. Where did he come from? So essentially, if people aren't familiar with this particular topic, if you take a non-military unit, like a civilian unit, like a worker or a settler, and you kind of hover over areas you can't see, it tells you by default like how many movements it is to get to that spot, but it also goes red if there's a unit in that way. It doesn't tell you what that unit is, but if it's red, you know that there's a unit standing on that tile. And this is a technique commonly known as radaring, radaring. So hopefully, I'm not sure if it actually works on tiles you haven't explored yet, but hopefully there's nothing there. So I'll move these guys forward, and with that, let's see, last turn. Let's go up onto that hill for the hill bonus as well as division. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and take a pause again to wrap up part 2 of this video. Haven't made very many turns this time, but there were a lot more things to talk about and look at. So next part, in part 3, we'll be pumping out the settler and looking to settle, or I guess talking about potential places where to put him, and just moving further along through I guess the middle of the early game. So thanks everybody for watching. Check out additional content. Hope you stick through and watch the next part of the series. And leave your feedback. Let me know if there's any city names that you guys would like to see in the future. And if you have any idea why the Koreans decided to settle here and not where I thought that they would have settled, let me know. I'm curious. Thanks for watching.